Hello everybody and welcome back to a Fast Fact series. I'm Ted, your host, and for this Fast Fact we're going to look at the rise of the Nazis and the genuine failure of the League of Nations. So the Nazi rise to power, during the Nazi rise to power, the United States was actually complicit in it, in that it did nothing to prevent it or make any sort of overtures to sort of flex diplomatic muscles to rein them in at any point. The Nazi rise in Germany was really aided by the feelings by the German population themselves, who remained opposed to both the Versailles Treaty that ended World War One, and were never fully reconciled into following or really giving full faith and confidence to the Weimar Republic or the Weimar Republic, the government that succeeded the imperial government of the Hohenzollern kings slash emperors. With the Weimar Republic, who had signed off and endorsed and put the Treaty of Versailles clauses into law, into practice in Germany. There were one, with the war blame, and two, the great reparations that were demanded by the French and the British. Those were two things that the German population never fully reconciled with. And Adolf Hitler, who won election in 1933, he was very quick to cement his power in Germany by abolishing the German Constitution and creating a personality cult around him. And that personality cult really corresponds with the cults that at the time grew around Joseph Stalin and Franklin Roosevelt. They were all, the three of them were charismatic when they wanted to be, and were very good at endearing themselves to the public at large. Very passionate public speakers, Roosevelt and Hitler. It's not very hard to see how or why Hitler was able to do this. For one, he took advantage of all the public mediums around him, just as Franklin Roosevelt took advantage of the radio. Hitler took advantage of public audiences. If you ever listen to his speeches, the rhetoric is just horrible. The things that he's saying, the images, the attitude, the ideas that he espouses, truly horrendous. But the man had a speaking style, and he would start off at a whisper, forcing you to sort of encourage everyone next to you to just hush. And this hush, this pall will fall over the crowds, has everybody simply hung on to every word. Everybody intensely listened to what he says. And as the speech went on, he would become more animated and his voice would rise. And at the end of the speeches, it would be just this sort of coin flip. It would be this complete reversal, this not 360 but 180, to where he's screaming at the top of his lungs, but not in an incoherent or an angry sort of way, just in raw passion, raw enthusiasm, and it swept the crowd up. These are like if you ever played sports or seen a movie where they do the motivational speeches, it was one of those experiences, and it was one of those experiences that you got to share with your community and your friends and your family. It was very, very good. And on top of those speeches, he created the propaganda campaign that always had people directed toward pictures of himself. His book that he wrote, Mein Kampf, which again is just, an awful ideas to spread, and of course the goal of all of this was to create this attitude of sustained reverence. That was one of the things that really helped propel the Nazi organization, Adolf Hitler, with all of these propaganda. All of the propaganda campaigns, they were able to propel leadership into this sort of atmosphere where they had sustained public reverence. And in many ways, it sort of explains how and why the phenomena occurred. and in Germany itself, once they had this hold on the population, it was very easy for them to begin persecuting social undesirables, the ethnic undesirables, ethnic minorities within Germany. During the Hohenzollern imperial phase, a lot of Africans had actually come to settle along the Rhine. One of the phenomena that the Nazi encountered when they took power with that, they had what were called the brown babies in the Rhine. These were children of Africans who came from former Imperial Germany colonies, children who were mixed race children between African American service members and German mothers. They embarked on a sterilization campaign so that they would not be able to perpetuate what were deemed by the Nazis as this inferior bloodline. But also the socialists. They were very hard on socialists. They were very hard on communists. And of course, the Romani people, also otherwise known as the Gypsies, and of course the Jewish populations in Germany. They were very hard on the people, homosexuals as well. They threw all of them into concentration camps and tried their hardest to eradicate the people from their domestic populations. And they would do that through their final solution. Now, the League of Nations found it very difficult to rein in rogue states, and by that point, Nazi Germany was very much a rogue state and very much in step with fascist Italy, Imperial Germany, and of course Franco in Spain. It's called Spain under Franco. But the League of Nations was still a very young organization. It was founded after World War I, and it was really the brainchild of then President Woodrow Wilson, and it only could have functioned with the military and financial backing that the United States had during the 1920s. It could not function in any sort of civil global community atmosphere or way without the backing that the United States could have offered in the 1920s. So it was very much a powerless, in a powerless situation to control the militarism and the aggression of the post-war would-be great powers. It was powerless to prevent the Japanese invasion of Manchuria, sparking the Sino-Japanese War. Very much powerless to stop the Ethiopian invasion of the Italian-Ethiopian War that was sparked by the Italian invasion of Ethiopia in the 1930s. Very much powerless to stop the Spanish Civil War or the fact that Nazi Germany invaded Poland. These acts, particularly the invasion of Poland, really sort of astonished and alerted the United States, the leaders in the United States, and sort of gave them an awareness of the new global political realities. And we'll break there. Hit like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what you thought about this quick fast fact. There's a lot more that can be said about the rise of the Nazis, of course, and of course the failures of the League of Nations during its lifespan. But this videos are designed to be pretty short, so we can't really go into great depth with that. But let me know what you thought about the video, and I hope you guys find it useful and helpful. And as always, I'm Ted, and I'll see you guys next time for another Fast Fact.